Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
This next segment is very interesting. So we have to welcome Pamela Haynes, who is winner of the Global Community Outreach Service Caribbean Global Hybrid Awards to Morning Barbados. Good morning. Welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good morning, and good morning, Bob, for having me.
And it's my understanding that congratulations are in order. So tell us what getting this award entails.
Yes, I was nominated by my husband earlier in the year and shortlisted for the awards, I would say about 2 months ago. I had a feeling that it was really close because they requested further information. So I had to tell them lots and lots about some of the activities that I have been up to in terms of raising awareness on a global scale about domestic abuse. I found out the outcome on Saturday, the 30th of September, at an elaborate affair at the Leonardo Royal Hotel in St. Paul's. So it was a really beautiful affair, sit down affair. Loads of royal celebrities and dignitaries were present. And I was one of 6 Barbadians who picked up awards on the evening. So I got an award for my global outreach work. And I also was a finalist in the Unsung Hero category. So I'm very proud and very pleased.
Oh, that's excellent. Now you reside in London, you're a proud Bajan, but you have many years in the criminal justice system, and I would imagine this is what kind of guided your interest in being an advocate for domestic violence and things of that nature. So talk to us about your years as a probation officer.
Yes, that's right. So I was a senior probation officer working in the probation service, and I retired in 2018. So my career stems over 30 year criminal justice system. For 5 years, I was delivering the domestic abuse program. So we worked directly with perpetrators of domestic abuse. And I also worked with survivors of domestic abuse as well. So we did lots of work with victim support. And in retirement, I wrote 2 books, one called Loving the Brothers, the other one called Loving the Sisters. And I had a book launch in Barbados back in 2019 at Chattel House Books. And it was there that I met Barbara Goddard, who is she's the mover and shaker around the charity Advocates Against Domestic Abuse. She asked me to be an ambassador. So since then, I've taken a very keen interest in domestic abuse issues in Barbados, but across the region.
All right, very interesting stuff. I know that that interest has led you to wanting to help to shape a response to what's happening here in Barbados and the region. Talk to me about that.
Yes, I got to shadow Barbara for the day. She really is a one-woman campaigner, and but needed more support around how to help keep and their children in Barbados safe. So a lot of trying to raise money, making sure that families keep going when relationships fall apart. So yes, I've taken a very keen interest in what's happening and how things are developing in Barbados, and hope to be part of how we shape going forward. So in terms of looking at the police's response domestic abuse issues and making sure that there are wraparound services around women and their children. So that's my main interest.
All right, and I'm told that now you're completing the trilogy. So you did Loving the Brothers, Loving the Sisters, and now you're working on Loving the Children. Let's hear more about that.
Yeah, Loving the Brothers was part 1. So that's my introduction to the characters. Part 2 tells you how the women support each other. Part 3, which I'm writing at the moment, called Loving the Children, you can just about see the book cover behind me is about the fallout that the women make that happen as a result of their decisions and how domestic abuse issues impact on children. Sometimes before they're even born, we know that one of the risk factors for women is in trimester and in the last trimester of their pregnancy. And I track this through my book from pregnancy right the way through to young adulthood. And I think people will be quite surprised about the ramifications of domestic abuse. Here in the UK, very often in the same room or in the next room when domestic abuse is occurring. So they pick up on what's happening in the home. And my book, Loving the Children, will address that. I'm hoping it will be published next year in 2024.
All right, this is not the first award that you've received. I understand back in 2018, you also received an award for that first book, Loving the Brothers. Talk to me about that process, how you were able to get that award, and how it made you feel to be able to be awarded at that level.
Yes, Loving the Brothers came out in Jan 2018, and by the April, I was nominated for my first award, which is a Powerhouse Global Award for Writer of the Year. It's really nice when people recognize your hard work and what you're trying to do, so they nominate you for awards. And I have to say, they treat you like royalty, very similar to the Caribbean Global Hybrid Awards. Beautiful hotel, wonderful hospitality, excellent host, and really good to be recognized for the work that I'm doing. And then a few months later, I picked up Excellence or Author of Color. And it's a really nice opportunity to dress up and to network with like-minded people. So wonderful experience. And I've got another award ceremony coming up at the end of this month, which is a Bright Lights award ceremony. I've been shortlisted and a finalist for my services to writing. So again, I'm looking forward to getting dressed up, meeting like-minded people, and celebrating excellence in the room.
Now, all of the main characters, the protagonists in the three books in your trilogy are women of African descent, so black women based in London, and the general premise is domestic abuse that runs through as a theme in the books. Was this driven by your experience in working as a senior probation officer through the years?
Oh, absolutely. Not all of the characters experience domestic abuse, but I wanted the probation service to be at the heart of the story. Hence, my first protagonist is a senior probation officer and very successful. And we touch on some of the microaggressions, discrimination, and racism that she faces in the workplace. My second protagonist is a young mother who is married but feels as though she's in the relationship on her own. And my final protagonist is a pastor's wife with five children who's torn between to the church and her own personal safety as we witness her relationship fall apart. So I wanted to put the probation service at the heart of the story because very often we read books about the police service, the fire service, even criminals themselves, but very rarely are the probation service at the heart of the stories. Our work in terms of safeguarding is very crucial and life-saving, but we can't really boast about our work because of the confidentiality around the work that we do. But I wanted us for once to be at the heart of the story, hence I'm focusing mainly on what the work we do in the probation service.
Definitely some interesting stuff. So you definitely are preparing for the big presentation that's coming up for this award. You said there is something else on the horizon. Great that you're being awarded for the work that you're doing, a certificate Global Community Outreach at the Caribbean Global Awards. Wonderful. Congratulations once again. So talk to us about this final book that you're just in the process of writing about the children. Do these books target any particular person or age demographic in terms of the way you write and the topics that you're dealing with?
Yeah, I don't really want to away. I want people to go out and get the books, but when they do read the books, they will see that there is a theme running through the book of, domestic abuse, how domestic abuse impacts on the unborn child, how it impacts on childhood, and those kind of experiences. Right the way through. So I would say the book will cover the fallout of domestic abuse from before the child is at least 18 years old. And when you read the book, it will make sense. I hope it does anyway. I've really been enjoying the creative process and writing in new characters. I have been really putting the book together. Um, I have some news that Black Rock Books, based in will be having the books delivered to them in November. So I'm really pleased to know that the books will be available in Barbados. I'm also in talks with Bridgetown Duty Free, and I'm hoping at some point in 2024, early 2024, I'll be able to come to Barbados and have a discussion with them as well. So some exciting times there. There's nothing knowing that the books are available in Barbados.
And Pamela, you can't leave us without telling us your Bajan connection. So let's hear about your Bajan story.
Okay. Yep. Been traveling backwards and forwards to Barbados since I was 12 years old. My mother was from Wellington in St. John, and my dad was from Bridgetown. And my parents lived up until recently in College Savannah in St. John. So their surname, my maiden name, is Husbands, and our family connection mainly hail from St. George. And on my mother's side, there's the surname, the family name is Trotman, and they're mainly from Britain's Hill. So, and we've got Rileys and a few others um, in the family as well. So that's my Bajan connection, Bajan by descent, and I have Barbadian heritage, and I'm looking forward to getting my Barbadian passport.
We most certainly I look forward to giving you that Barbadian passport. And you truly have Bajan connections. So St. George and St. John and Town and Britain's Hill. So you have family all over the place. I think that should, by virtue of just having family all over or having a surname from your mom like Trotman, you should definitely just get a passport by virtue of the name. I mean, after all, your name even sounds Bajan, so that works out. Pamela Haynes.
Yes, Husband's family are Haynes from St. James and St. Peter. So yeah, Bajan through and through, 100%.
All right. Again, congratulations. We want to thank you for coming in and sharing with us. You must send us some other photos from the upcoming event. I didn't miss that. You said it's going to be a spiffy event, an opportunity to come out all bedecked in your best, looking good like you did in the last photos that we shared at the last award ceremonies. So do share with us how things go, and we will definitely be rooting for you from right here in Barbados.
Many thanks. Thanks for having me.
Morning, morning, morning.